almost slides to the wall. Your race leader is Jimmy Johnson.
But here comes Jeff.
This is getting good right now.
7 still in line, peeking on you. Trying to get outside you now. Outside.
Clear, clear. Oh, look out. Trouble. Kurt's into the wall.
Like a little bump drafting going on right there.
Oh, man. Further back, Elliott Sadler. And look at the engine is out of this thing.
I'm okay. I'm a little sore. Definitely the hardest hit I've ever had in a race car. It's a tough day.
Close for Jack, guys. Yeah, I hope Jack's watching.
Greg Biffle is going to bring it home and give Jack Roush his 4th win here at Pocono.
No disrespect to that winning 16 team, but the most lasting images from the Pocono race last week were provided by this man, Elliott Sadler. Well, a week later, how are you feeling?
Actually, I feel really good. I was a little sore Monday and Tuesday, but, went and got my therapy, went and saw my chiropractor, got all straightened up. And honestly, Dr. Jerry Punch called me Monday morning, and we had a long, lengthy conversation. And he let me know how to ice it, the best way to take care of it, keep it stretched, what to take for swelling and things like that. So, actually, I've had a really good week. Soreness went away Wednesday night. I've had a lot of fun in the car, no pains, no issues this weekend in the car, and just glad to be here at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, there's actually been a lot of good news that have come from this incident, and for more on that, let's go to Tim Brewer in the NASCAR Craftsman Tech Garage.
Thanks, Vince. That was a very, very violent crash, and you have to commend NASCAR for their safety procedures. But still yet, the Hans device inside the race car that's set behind Elliott's neck, it kept the head from coming forward. That's a great device. But what it sets right underneath the shoulder harnesses right here that keeps the body from coming forward. Now this seat, it came from Hendrick Motorsports. It's a composite seat, but the insert in here, it actually fits the shape of the body. Mark Martin, Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, they even sell it. Elliott Sadler had one of these seats in the car, and that kept him intact inside the race car, and that saved him and let him walk away from the crash.
Tim, thank you for the demonstration. Safety changes to the Pocono track are planned. Safety changes here at Watkins Glen have been made after a nasty wreck during last year's Sprint Cup Series race. Sam Hornish Jr. in the 77 car is forced off the track, exiting turn 5, and watch out what happens here.
Oh! Wow, look at Jeff Gordon crash there along with Jeff Burt. Hard legs, hard.
Look at that. The whole entire track's blocked. Nobody can get through. They just keep piling into it.
As a result of that, safety changes have been made in the runoff area of the track.
Oh, yeah, they've really helped this area, Alan. They've elevated it. They took all the grass away. They've paved it. So now if a driver does get off course a little bit there, he can get back on course and no harm, no foul. And you can see that's a big improvement from what they had last time.
Also changes made at the inner loop or bus stop.
Yeah, this is really interesting because you come into that bus stop running almost 165, 70 miles an hour, and as you look at it now, with the gravel gone and all that asphalt, it looks bigger. So we're going to see some guys overdrive here. You can't make a mistake. You got to get in there, get through there. But if you do get off, you got a chance to get back on without getting stuck and wasting a lot of time.
And in the final 2 turns of the course, more safety-related changes. The gravel trap that used to extend from the edge of the racetrack all the way to the retaining wall has mostly been replaced by pavement, a paved runoff area, but still the gravel trap for safety if a driver runs through all that out of brakes or something. Then at the exit of the next corner, the safer barrier added there in case a car gets forced off. So changes made in the name of safety here at Watkins Glen over the past year. Couple things to discuss. Elliott Sadler's wreck. Rusty, you've been in some nasty wrecks in your career. What's it like for him the week after the wreck, and what's it like getting back in the race car?
Well, I will tell you, he'll definitely think about it for a long time. It probably bothers him just a little bit, but Alan, the wrecks are totally different. I mean, I've had wrecks before where I know I'm sliding, I feel the car go up in the air, and I'm like, okay, I better hunker down and brace, and that thing flips end over end 10 or 15 times, and you get out mad. But then you have wrecks like Elliott had, where he got completely blindsided. He had no idea this was coming, and wham, it almost knocks your lights out. And when you get out of a situation like that, that's the one that bothers you. You think about it. It happened to me at Talladega. Talladega, big crash, and I kept thinking, man, this is the second time this year. Does that mean every time these cars get sideways, they're going to go end over end and flip? I talked to NASCAR about it. I even had a driver's meeting at Daytona about it, voicing my concerns. I had to act and do something to get it out of my mind. But it will linger with you if you have something like that.
Changes that have been made to the track. You think they'll affect the racing some today?
Oh, I really do. I think we could even see more cautions. I know everyone's saying because of these new areas, you won't have as many cautions. I think guys are going to be more aggressive because they're going to see these areas that they can take advantage of and utilize to put their cars in positions where before they would run off into the gravel traps and those type of things. Now you can get away with it a little bit, so I can see some super aggressive racing, which is going to be fun.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Now, as we've seen here at Watkins Glen the last couple of years, the Hornish crash, one example, track blocking wrecks. Boy, we had a doozy in the Nationwide Series race yesterday. Exiting turn 1, Jason Leffler gets forced over the rumble strips. When he tries to come back on the track, there's traffic there. It winds up with a 10-car pileup.
My goodness, that was an incredible wreck. They went 3 wide, nowhere to go, and they just clogged up the lane there. It was just like a funnel. All these race cars tore up. Kevin Harvick here is a smart guy, though. He pulls to the inside and waits. 2 cars come behind him and slam into Tony Raines there and tore up a lot of good equipment.
You know what the problem is, though, Brad? We might see that again today.
Yeah,
I mean, the track's the same. You get really aggressive down into turn 1. If you wheel hop or slide off course, you're trying to get back on the course, and you come right into oncoming traffic. And so I won't be surprised if we see it again. Maybe not that extent. 10 cars, that was pretty strong.
Fortunately, all the drivers okay in that big accident. As always at a road course, some different faces in different places. One of those is Boris Said, driving the Red Bull 83 today, Jamie.
Always good to have the Said head and his son, Boris Jr., here with him. Boris, you've been an Ironman this weekend. Yesterday was Nationwide, last night Grand Am, today Cup, and you're driving for Red Bull for the first time. How competitive do you expect to be? I know there's a lot of differences between the 3 cars.
Well, I mean, it's a lot of unanswered questions, really. I mean, I only drove this car for the first time Friday, and so I don't really know how it's going to be in the long run. I'm cautiously optimistic. I mean, these Red Bull guys, it's a top-notch team. I've never worked with a team that good before, and all the resources they have. And, you know, they've given me everything I need, so really it comes down to me not going out and making any mistakes. Hopefully I can stay on the road, be there at the end. You know, Jimmy Elledge, I'm sure he's going to call a great race, and, you know, hopefully this Red Bull will give me wings, and I can get it up to the front.
It's going to be a lot of fun watching you. He'll roll off 13th today, Alan.
All right, Jamie, thanks. A look at now some of the other different faces in different places today. A quartet of people, including Boris, who we just talked to, getting the drive in the Red Bull 83 car. P.J. Jones is driving a second Robbie Gordon Motorsports car today. The 07 machine will line up in 39th. Patrick Carpentier got a late call to drive the 26 car. He qualified well at 17th. And Andy Lally's aboard TRG 71 car. He drives for them in the Grand Am Series. He starts 33rd in the Sprint Cup today at the Glen. NASCAR Sprint Cup Series is getting set to go racing in just a little while. 43 drivers, 90 laps around this 7 turns plus a bus stop course. Jeff Gordon will go down as one of the best ever in NASCAR history, yet he continues to ride a long dry spell. Last Sunday at Pocono, he was the leader until the final pit stops when his team went for 4 tires and they got shuffled back by strategy. Instead of winning, Gordon finished in 6th position. Jeff Gordon turned 39 on Wednesday of this week, and as he awaits the birth of his 2nd child, we bring you part 2 of NASCAR Now lead reporter Marty Smith's visit with the 4-time champion.
What impact has fatherhood had on your life?
Oh my goodness. I mean, it's had a huge impact. Does that change who I am and how I go about my job, you know, when I'm in the race car? It's made me really have to work hard at how I schedule my time, because racing is very important to me and I want to be good at it.
Is it the most important thing?
It's not the most important, but it's never been the most important thing to me. No. You know, when I wasn't married and didn't have a child, you know, was racing my top priority? Yes, but I think there's some negatives that come along with that too.
Like?
I think that you can be too involved. I think as a race car driver, I think all of us have a role to play. But when we start thinking that we're the team owner, the crew chief, the engineer, I think that's when we stop being as good a driver as we can be.
It's Gordon across in first.
The NASCAR Cup Championship is his.
I don't think we've ever had all the pieces put together since Ray left.
Look at everything. He is. Look at it, man.
You know, he left at a time when we were struggling a little bit, weren't doing quite as well. I mean, we were struggling. I think we won 7 races that year.
Tough life, Jeff.
Finished 4th in the point. And we thought, man, the world's coming to an end. We might as well just throw this whole thing out the window. And, you know, Ray got the opportunity from Dodge. I looked at it as an opportunity for me as well, you know, to branch out there. I was getting criticized a lot on, you know, well, it's all Ray and Hendrick. It's, you know, it's not Jeff. I wanted to see if I could do it, you know, with another crew chief and with new members of the team.
That must drive you crazy, though, to have had it since you sat in that car. Basically, had it.
Yeah, it's frustrating because, you know, when you've been a part of success, it's tough to not continue to have that success. And what keeps me going and what keeps me smiling is that